Hello YouTube. My name is Kutaymuddin. I am a multi-genre gamer that was born and is still living in the Republic of Turkey. I was born on the 1st of January 2003 and thus am 22. Currently 22 years old. Um, I was born in Bursa, had my preschool education in Tarabya, and then we moved to Istanbul, specifically Göktürk, and ever since me and my family have been living here. Um, so and okay, how should I put this? Um, my family is very much so loving and caring, and I love them, and respect them, and we're loyal to one another and all that. So before anybody, um, they're not like I know how abusive families are, met with are met, sorry, by the public, and thus the user base of YouTube. So before I really ask, saying they're abusive is a total lie. It is a lie. I cannot say there's like again they're not abusive. I love my family. I might even die to protect them one day if things go in there or something. Like I will protect them and I will help them. And now with YouTube, I will get hopefully one day make my own income and contribute towards the financials of our family. Not that they're bad. We do have a decent living here. I'm just saying, I want to be self-sustaining, self-sustaining, self-sufficient, and all that. Um, like I said, I'm a multi-genre gamer. I play a lot of genres. There's almost no genre that you can say I don't like. The only difference is, I guess, like children's games and education games. But like, what can you teach me? I myself am a scientist and knows a lot of like stuff overall about science, a lot of different fields of science, not just physics, chemistry, or whatever, and biology. Uh, I know some things about, for example, history, um, psychology, and whatnot that people don't like either understand or it's not that obvious, I suppose. And like whereas might not be obvious to you people, it's like for someone like me, it's like the first fact that comes to my mind when it comes to a particular scientific subject. I'm not saying this makes me a better person than you, but I'm just saying, like, if you have a science related question, or rather, in the games that I play, if a situation where my scientific knowledge can help, I'll probably be able to I'll probably be able to solve the problem in front of me, even if it usually just involves, even if it usually just involves new, even if it probably, even if it's just kicking ass, when it's just kicking ass. One thing I'd like to mention when it comes to psychology, if you don't mind, and also ethics and morality. First and foremost, I'm a very understanding person. Turkey, I know that Turkey is by and large Muslim nation, but actually I should. I mean, I've. I don't care about religion much for varying reasons, not that much. So I just want to mention that been in concept ethics and morality. I guess that, and you're going to see my overall views on different ethical and moral subjects while I'm playing my games and everything. While I play the games, I play both indie and AAA games, good AAA games, because I know how, by and large, the industry has been as of late. I don't really play mobile games. I play a couple, but just to pass the time when I don't have access to the computer. Since like I said, I'm a multi-genre gamer. I am going to be using both the mouse and keyboard and this USB connect. there's a USB transponder that's current, as it were, a USB signal transponder and receiver that's connected to the back of the computer. Um, so that's connected to the back of the computer, and I need to use, obviously, I need to use that to use the controller for like platformers and racing games. Sorry, for like platformers, racing games, hack and slash, and shoot 'em up titles. If you don't mind, if you don't mind me using the um controller. When it comes to, for example, first-person shooters, things against like first-person shooters and what, or for example, turn-based strategy or tactics games, or also real-time strategy and tactics slash strategy games. I will use the mouse and keyboard, but being a console gamer for years on end until I got into university education. Actually, I'm currently in university education when it comes to business, specifically specifically business, financing, and economics of the corporate world, as it were. So, like I said, until up until university level education, I've been a console gamer. So, because of that, I tend to modify my keyboard bindings, and I also tend to have bindings for the this forward and sorry forward. I think it's this one. Yeah, forward and backward thumb mouse buttons on the mouse. I hope you don't mind me doing this, but like I said, I tend to modify my controls. Sorry, mouse and keyboard bindings, for a for an easier and thus better for you people experience. Unless I get really angry at the game, by the way, I never reduce the difficulty, or unless I'm actually afraid of the enemy, genuinely afraid of the enemy, I never reduce the difficulty for normal. And unless there's like a specific like item drop or like a new different ending, new quests or levels or whatever, unless something like that is a thing, I never go beyond normal difficulty either. I hope you don't mind me doing this. Um, what else is there? Like I said, the reason why I'm okay, so I didn't mention, again, again, I just want to get my own money and provide for the family. Didn't mention that. And I also want to tell my story of how I came all the way here to my life. But that video is long ways to go. My history, man. I mean, for example, I used to fight all the time with police up at the university where I don't get bullied anymore. And I'm not I'm not ready to open my heart, as it were, to my classmates. I still just attend university and do my education, which you could consider that a bad life, but I won't. But I've gotten used to living like a lone wolf. Technically speaking, all the games that I play are stored on a hard disk drive that's actually USB connected to the left of the computer right now. Now this particular video, is also actually being recorded on a hard disk driver. It's connected to the left of me, so I suppose that would be alright. But it really doesn't matter. It's here. It's a USB connected hard disk driver, 4.5 terabytes of storage, so it can have like 350 plus games, and it still runs. And FPS problems. What FPS problems because of that, you might say? The only problems would be due to the fact that I'm running everything through a laptop, for example. Um, it's a Lenovo Legion model. It's a Lenovo Legion. I don't know the precise model. As in, like, I don't know the model number. Actually, I can't remember it off the top of my head. Is more like it. Um, I'm mostly looking at the camera image. I can't help it. I'm not necessarily narcissistic. I'm just. It's like the most. I guess you could say it's like the shiniest thing on the entire screen, so I keep focusing on it instead of the goddamn camera. So I'm sorry about that. But so my Lenovo Legion laptop has an Intel Core i7-10750H that normally runs at 2.6 gigahertz, but apparently it can overclock itself up to 5. But I haven't overclocked it yet, so see how. So one day we'll see how it goes. Um, there's also an integrated NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1660 Ti running at 6 gigabytes of video graphical random access memory. There is 16 gigs of normal RAM, non 16 gigabytes of standard RAM, as in it's non-VRAM of the GPU, is what I'm trying to say. And this computer can handle a lot of games well, but some of them, yeah, when I do turn the graphics up, it can really reduce the frame rates. But and at that point, mostly folk and I just like the fact that it's this way, but hopefully you'll enjoy the fact that I'm actually quite skilled. I'm a gamer. I'm a multi-genre, multi-year long gamer. At this point, there's almost no at this point there's almost no challenge that is like that is beyond me. You know, sometimes it's perseverance, sometimes it's me thinking outside the box, and sometimes it's me mashing the living crap out of either the mouse and keyboard or the controller. Um, okay, by the way, you're obviously probably going to ask about two things: the glasses, and probably and perhaps also the painting. So the glasses, I wear these glasses because I have myopia, which is the condition of not being able to see things that are far away. So there's that, and I'll always be wearing these. My mother does it, my father does it, and I guess and I do it as well. I suppose it more or less runs in the bloodline of our family. I guess. Then there's the painting behind me. Now I don't know who this knight is, nor this. I'm assuming a princess, either actually not a queen. Yeah, that is definitely a princess. Maybe a lady of you know um kingdom renown, if you will. That has a rank somewhere between a princess and a queen. Actually that's not a thing. She's, she's either a late princess or a queen. I don't think this is the United Kingdom, by the way. I don't think this is the United Kingdom of like 7th of like I'm going to complete rough guess, but like 15th to 17th century. I don't think this is the United Kingdom. This I don't recognize this national symbol either. So I can't give you context when it comes to this painting at all, unfortunately. What I can tell you, however, is that you can't actually touch the painting itself because there's actually a uh, because there's actually a, so you can't really see it there. So you're kind of just going to have to take my word for it. But there's actually a um, glass barrier here, because the entire painting is actually made up of puzzle pieces, and in order for the painting to not get messed up by people that touch it, there is a glass barrier, if you will, that protects the puzzle pieces. So I'm not actually touching the painting. I'm touching the glass barrier. As mentioned, I do like it. Um, there's some other, I guess like I don't want to say there's other like ornaments in the house, and I don't want to show them off. I don't want to start flexing. I don't like people that flex for no reason, other than for the sake of it. I'm just mentioning the painting just so that people don't get curious about it. So just other than to actually answer the questions, answer the obvious question, it's the like how can you miss it? And obviously, if you're going to ask the question, ask me those questions, I might as well answer them right now. I'm just getting it out of the way. Um, mention I have a list on my phone here. Give me a sec. What else was I going to talk about? Kind of like I said, my parents are loving. They raised me up well, and now, and I asked them, can I start a YouTube channel to provide for the family? And they were like, yes, yes, sure, go right ahead. So yeah, I am like that. So, um, providing for the family and telling my tale to the entire world, as it were, to the entire world of the internet, at least, are my reasons for opening up the channel. I explained the achievements. One thing I would like to mention as a multi-year long console gamer, I am more than there's an extremely high likelihood that I'm not going back to consoles for both this generation and the entirety of next generation. I'll only join at the next generational consoles if we get solid hardware. If not, I'm done. I'm actually done with consoles, I suppose. I suppose. I don't know. Anything else? I'm just double checking. Okay, so that was all my reasoning. I hope you people. Of course, a notification just comes in mind. Sorry, WhatsApp notification just came in. Crap. Oh, I'm not going to pause recording. I'm not quitting. Sorry about that. That was completely by accident. Forgot me to desktop on you. But I guess that's a lesson for me. But I hope you will join me. I hope you will um I hope you will again join me on this adventure, and hopefully I'll be able to sustain myself. This is Kutai Vidya here, signing out not for today, signing out for now. Until this video signing out until this video gets uploaded, first gameplay video, I will start recording immediately afterwards. As soon as this one gets uploaded. Bye. And have a great